Welcome into this week's edition of Golf Center. I'm Bob Stevens of 104.9 The Surf, joined by Pete Popovich of the Golf Performance Center out at Old South. Going to be a terrific week of golf ahead. We've got the Hilton Head Open going on out at Colleton River. We're going to talk to Derrick Garrou of Colleton River about that. And then, coming up on Labor Day weekend, oh boy, the celebrities are coming to town. The stars come out. Well, we see them at night all the time. They'll be out in broad daylight as well. The Hilton Head Celebrity Golf Tournament is coming up. New twist to the golf tournament this year is that Wexford has been added to the rotation. They'll start at Robert Trent Jones on Friday. They'll play Wexford on Saturday and then Harbortown on Sunday. And to have Wexford in, I think that's going to be fun to let folks get behind the gates there.
Yeah, private community, great golf course that a lot of people don't get to see. Arnold Palmer design. I think they're really going to have a great time over there.
Yeah, Casey Jones of Wexford will be joining us a little bit later on in this half hour. But most of the activity this weekend is going to surround, of course, the PGA Championship up at Oak Hill.
Gloria's last shot.
There you go. They're not using that anymore.
Jim Nance would say.
I think the PGA has actually gotten a little bit away from that. Oak Hill, you tell me, old school golf, isn't it?
Old school golf, you know, going way back to the traditional American golf course, long, slight bends to the dog legs, big trees, you know, just a great traditional American golf course.
Yeah, they call it Oak Hill for a reason, and they call it Hill for a reason too, because there's some up and down. The guys are going to be tested elevation-wise as well. It's a golf course that last time produced a surprise winner. Yeah, Sean McKeel has not won a single tournament on tour other than the PGA Championship at Oak Hill.
Yeah, you know, he more or less supposedly came out of nowhere. Guys who were in golf knew that Sean was a really good player, played Indiana and worked his way through the mini tours and so forth, but had some medical issues, testosterone issues and shoulder surgery, so he's working his way back.
He is indeed, but boy, what a marvelous weekend he had up there. That last 7-iron, I think it was?
Yeah.
In fact, I saw earlier this week, he went out, there's a plaque for where he hit the shot, and it should be. He went down and did it again, and I didn't see where the ball ended up, but it didn't end up as close as it did.
Yeah, we didn't hear about it, so we know he didn't hold out.
That, of course, 7-iron, he hit what, to 6 inches or so?
6 inches or less.
And the beauty of Oak Hill is he didn't see it. He saw the ball go up, he heard the crowd roar, said, okay, I'm on the green, but 6 inches away.
Yeah, I mean, you go into a major championship, you know you got to make par in the last hole, and to walk up and know all you have to do is tap in from 6 inches to win, it's got to be a great feeling.
He beat Chad Campbell, another guy who has won a few times on tour, but nothing certainly that big. Of course, made it to a playoff in the Masters as well. Does a no-name, theoretically a no-name, win in a year where all the big names have been winning? Adam Scott and Justin Rose and Phil Mickelson?
You know, if there's any tournament in the major championship rotation that a no-name could win, it would be the PGA Championship. You know, you've got Y.E. Yang won, Rich Beam won, Sean McKeel is a perfect example of somebody who's a no-name winning. I think the trend could continue.
Yeah. What kind of player is going to play well at Oak Hill?
I think driving is going to be a major importance this week. You know, the Oaks at Oak Hill are going to play a big part. The deep rough and the soft bends and the dog legs. You know, someone's going to have to keep the ball in the fairway definitely to have a good chance this week.
No chainsaws allowed in the bags this week?
No chainsaw. Maybe a hatchet.
Okay, let's talk about the two big names that everybody's been talking about to contend this week. Tiger coming off a huge win at Firestone, his 5th win of the year. He's having a terrific year, but the places he has won are all places he has won a lot of times before. He has not played very well on the majors on the weekend.
No, I think, you know, a large part of that, we have good reason to believe that maybe his clubs really don't match him as much as they should.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, you know, I just happen to have information from a fellow who fit him for clubs years ago that says Tiger's irons are up to about a ½ an inch short, so he's going to have to make some compensations. Now, a player of his caliber can make them, but how long can he make them? So he might make them for 2 or 3 rounds, and then he might have a round that's off, which is illustrated in the majors. But what the bigger effect of that is it affects his driver.
Okay.
And which is very evident with Tiger. He has some really trouble driving the ball.
His putter has really let him down on the weekends in the majors too, and that's the difference between old Tiger and new Tiger. All right, so Tiger Woods, though, will still contend?
I think he's still going to be the favorite. He's after his Tiger Woods, and you never count him out.
The other half of that, of course, is the lefty. Phil's coming off the win at the Open Championship. Didn't play particularly well last week, but I'm sure his head was all about this week now. Could he win 2 in a year?
I think so. I think, Phil, that artistic mentality he has, when he gets the motivation to do something, as he did at the British, he just takes his game to that next level. He had to let down this week at Firestone. Maybe his head wasn't in, like you said. I think he's preparing mentally for Oak Hill. So I think we could see Phil do something really fun. It would be fun to see the contrasting, one artistic and one more of a mechanical person going head to head.
All right. Do one of those two guys win? Is it a bigger name maybe who wins his first? We've seen an awful lot of great play out of guys who've been close, like Brant Snedeker, who won in Canada right after the Open Championship, or a Hunter Mahan or somebody like that. An upper tier guy, or does Sean McKeel win?
Well, I think that's the great part of the golf game right now in the golfing world is you've got the big names playing good, you got a lot of guys who aren't household names playing good, and you got the in-between guys like the Snedekers who are ready to break through playing good. So it's kind of a guessing game, which makes a lot of excitement. A lot of people should tune in and watch this weekend.
A major championship on the line, and a piece of being a part of a great Grand Slam group of
great history
of winners with Adam Scott and with Justin Rose and with Phil Mickelson. Seems like if there's any common thread there, it's been that those guys really controlled their golf ball well, particularly on the weekends. They hit it where they needed it. They missed it in good places, I guess, is what you pros like to talk about.
Exactly. You're always going to hit good shots, but you're going to miss more shots. So if you can keep your misses in respectable range, you're going to have a better chance. And these guys have proved it.
Keep the big number out of the equation,
keep the double and the triples,
which was his problem at the U.S. Open.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Having that big number. Got a great show coming up for you. Again, much more left to go in this half hour. We're going to talk next with Derrick Garrou of Colleton River about the Hilton Head Open, about Colleton River. Great courses out there, and we're going to kind of sneak behind the gates there and at Wexford as we continue here on Golf Center. Well, they are the hosts with the most these days. The folks out at Colleton River, they have been the host to the Hilton Head Open Golf Tournament coming up. They're going to be the host to the U.S. Junior Am coming up in a couple of years with the USGA. It's just a great place to play golf. Derrick Garrou joining us. He's the head professional out there. Let's talk first of all about the Hilton Head Open. And you guys, I'm sure, have grown the rough, 8 inches, tightened the fairways, just made it absolutely brutal for Pete and his buddies.
Dried out the greens, are rolling about 14 on the stimp meter. You're just going to really make it a grind, aren't you guys?
What'd you do to them?
The place is playing fast right now. The fairways are nice and firm. Greens are perfect as always. Mark Vogler and his whole staff has done a wonderful job. It'll be the 39th edition of the Hilton Head Open. We're really looking forward to hosting it, and membership, we've got to thank them for allowing us to do it. We really appreciate them, and they're always willing to help out, supporting golf in the area and throughout the country with USGA events and all that.
Yeah, we talk about playing golf in the Low Country, but we don't talk about very often, and nearly often enough, the high level of golf that is played here in the Low Country. There are some great players.
There certainly are in the field. You got Matt Bova, who was the local qualifier for the Heritage. Got Kevin King, who won the event before. Matt Lucchese, our director of golf, head professional champion. JP, or John Patterson, just won the South Carolina Open. So the field is deep. Looking forward to a great event.
Yeah, such great players that Pete here decided that his back hurt a little too much to play this year.
Yeah, I think the nerves got me and the back just tightened up a little bit. So you're not going to have the Player of the Year playing, but I'll be out there supporting those guys to the best.
Derrick, tell us a little bit for folks who haven't been behind the gates. You've got 36 holes. We've seen the commercials. You can spend the morning with Pete and the afternoon with Jack, or vice versa. Tell us a little bit about the two golf courses.
Well, as you know, we have the 18 holes by Jack Nicklaus and 18 holes by Pete Dye. And the members describe it as a perfect day. You tee off in the morning at the Dye, watch the sun come up, play an afternoon round at the Dye, watch the sunset at night. Makes for a perfect day. The special thing about Colleton is they're so completely different golf courses, two completely different types of architecture, and play every day and never get tired of playing either course. They're both phenomenal and always in great shape.
Is the Dye course a Pete Dye course? Now, because we see on the island here, the two courses he has done down, Harbortown and Heron Point are two very different courses, even for Pete. How does Pete's course at Colleton compare architecturally with those two, say?
You see a lot of Mr. Dye's characteristics. He's described as the best course he's ever built. Talking to him, second shot value, he loves that place, and it's just one of the best he's ever done, according to him.
You know, Derrick, when you play that die course, it really looks like you're not even sometimes in the low country. Looks like you might be on Long Island Sound, where you just have these beautiful vistas of the river and the marsh and so forth. And like you said, the second shots into the greens are unbelievable. And it's a great contrast of low country golf within the trees and the pines and the oaks, and then you got this course out in the marsh. Do the membership, do they really appreciate that? And can you elaborate a little bit more on the contrasting?
They do. They enjoy playing it every day. And I always describe it to people, it's a links course with trees on the front side. You know, like you describe it, you know, it should be in Ireland or Scotland or up in the Northeast. It has a lot of those characteristics.
You guys are going to be hosting the U.S. Junior Am in 2015. We obviously don't know the field or anything about the field yet because these people are too young, but we're going to see some great players. Tell us a little bit about the Junior Am and kind of what it's been a launching pad for in the past, and being involved with a USGA event, which is special for any golf course.
Yes, we're very excited. We'll be in July of 2015. Tiger Woods won it 3 times as a junior, so you're looking at that kind of field. Some of the best players in the world, if not the country. We were fortunate enough, we just got back, the host committee and myself and Matt Lucchese from Truckee, where they had the 2013 Junior Amateur, so we kind of got to see it in action, learned a lot, and it should be a great event. It's not only going to, you know, be a great, exciting thing for Colleton River, but also the low country. We will have TV coverage, so the whole world's going to get to see why we enjoy being in the low country.
Boy, that's about as opposite. Truckee, California, up at elevation, and out in California with the mountains and all of that. What did you see? What did you learn from watching the 2013 event on course setup, on tournament setup, that folks will see that maybe is different from what they're used to seeing at the RBC or are used to seeing on TV with the other majors?
The thing that impressed me as most is how good they are. I mean, you know, they are the best juniors in the world, but it's amazing how well they hit the ball. And they play that course at 7,700 yards. It's in elevation, obviously, in Truckee, but it's amazing how well they hit it, how far they hit it, and it's like being on tour watching the kids play. They're that good.
What age group are we talking about with the junior amateur as opposed to the USAM? USAM's everybody, obviously. What age group are we talking about?
14 to 17-year-olds.
You know, it's one of the most prestigious junior events in the country, and it's being played at one of the most prestigious courses in the country, Colleton River, and definitely a crown jewel for our area.
Sure. Is this something, Derrick, that kind of leads down the road? Is this where Colleton starts to get involved with the USGA, and if things work out, we start thinking about bigger things and down the road? That seems to have worked or been the plan of a lot of other courses.
Yeah, you've seen that happen in the past. You know, there's nothing set in stone at this point, but hopefully we'll do a good job, and then the USGA might ask us to do something in the future.
Boy, that is a huge kudos go out then to your membership. I mean, to want to do the Hilton Head Open, to want to do this, to take major weeks out of your year and a couple of weeks out of your year and all of the other things you guys have to do to keep the members happy, and then also transform that into this. Let's talk about the membership and how they've really supported all this.
Right, like I said before, you know, none of this would be possible without their support, and you know, ever since I've been here for the last 3 years, they've supported U.S. Open qualifying, U.S. Amateur qualifying, local events, and they've really given back, and that's what makes the club's a membership, and you see what they're able to give to the community and the local golf and national golf now. So, you know, we can't thank them enough for allowing us to do that.
Yeah, you know, we got to thank them not only for just showcasing Colleton River, but it showcases the whole low country.
It really does.
It does a lot of help for every course around here and all the community and everything. And you're right, the membership there really needs to be patted on the back for doing a lot of good for the community.
Yeah, anytime we get a chance, right, to showcase low country golf, whether it be Harbortown in April or you guys coming up this week and then in 2015, I think we've done our part to lure people down here, right?
That's correct.
Yeah.
We're also having the, I believe it's the 65th South Carolina Women's Amateur Championship in September. So that's another example of the membership giving back. So you'll have 96 ladies coming to visit Colleton on the Nicholas as well, and look forward to hosting that.
Oh, that'll be terrific too.
Another great event.
Yeah, indeed. Derrick, we appreciate your time. We thank you for coming in to join us today, and we're looking forward to the Hilton Head Open. In fact, we're going to sneak out. We're going to take the cameras with us. We're going to have pictures. That's another reason why Pete isn't playing this week. He doesn't want everybody to see his game. He's going to keep it in hiding.
Yeah, my agent told me, with licensing rights, I did not to get any pictures taken.
Derrick, again, thanks a lot. We look forward to come out in Colleton River and taping our next week's show out there at the Hilton Head Open and being a part of it all. And again, thanks for joining us on Golf Center.
Oh, it's my pleasure to be here, and thanks for letting us be here, and look forward to seeing you Saturday and Sunday.
All right, Casey Jones will be our next guest. He's over at Wexford. They're going to be one of the hosts of the Hilton Head Celebrity Golf Tournament coming up on Labor Day weekend. We'll be back with him when Golf Center continues. Coming up at the end of the month, in fact, crossing over into September, why don't we just call it Labor Day weekend? The Hilton Head Celebrity Golf Tournament. It is going to be an unbelievable event this year. Great field. Alice Cooper's coming into play. That's going to be a whole lot of fun. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. And one of the other changes in the format this year, still 3 days, still 3 courses, is they're going to Wexford. They're going behind the gates of one of Hilton Head Island's great private communities. Casey Jones, the first assistant professional at Wexford, is joining us. How excited are the folks at Wexford about having the Celebrity Golf Tournament?
Well, Bob, the Wexford members are very excited about hosting such a charitable event. We're extremely excited to have the public come in and see such a great event, such a outstanding courses such as Robert Trent Jones at Palmetto Dunes and at Harbortown as well. We're extremely honored.
Yeah, Wexford, great Arnold Palmer design folks are going to get to see. You guys had a redo in the not too distant past. How is that all taking?
Well, it's actually taken quite well. We had new Zoysia fairways on a Palmer design, came in and kind of redesigned a few things and made it a little bit more playable off the tee and changed up the greens a little bit. Champion greens, absolutely fantastic.
Casey, what would you say some of the people who are watching today and tonight, what would you say to them that they might want to know about the tournament or how they can find out more about it?
You can always go to the website and also call Eden Golf Shop, and we all have flyers to give out. It's such a great event, such a host of children's of low country. It's very, very good.
Yeah, the golf course itself, what makes this Palmer design unique? All of his are different, and I think it's the only Palmer design on the island itself. Tell us a little bit about the layout.
Well, the layout is kind of everything kind of bottles next into the green. Off the tee is a little bit easier than it used to be, a little bit more playable. The Zoysia fairways, the ball sits up absolutely fantastic. The conditioning is unbelievable. And then once you get around the green, greens are a little bit elevated, kind of have some undulations in the green, kind of creates an interesting test once you're around the greens.
A lot of great visuals at Wexford. I don't think any place on the island brings the marine life into play as much as Wexford does it?
Absolutely. We have a fantastic, the yachting community, the private lock system is so unique. We have not too many places in the world have the private lock system, private golf course, private community, croquet court, tennis court, and a beautiful facility for dining.
You're going to play in the Hilton Head Open coming up as well. You got a little game now. You excited about being out at Colleton for that?
I am very excited about being at Colleton, working with the staff there, and kind of building the event, and hopefully test my game out, and we'll see what happens there.
That's a great collection, isn't it, Pete?
Wexford, Colleton River. I mean, how do you get any better?
That's
so celebrities. You throw celebrities in the recipe.
Throw celebrities in.
A little bit of spice, Tabasco.
You haven't told all your residents that they're liable to see a golf ball or two in their backyard. Maybe a little more with some of the celebrities that are playing. Although a lot of them have pretty good games.
Yes, they do have some games. We have Alice Cooper. I heard he's a 2 handicap.
Wow.
Excited about seeing him, and
awesome.
David Spade. It's gonna be a fun time.
Yeah. Any autographs you're going to try to collect that week?
Oh, absolutely. David Spade. I'm gonna be hanging out with him.
That's not a bad guy to be hanging out with and having some fun. The golf course, we talk about the redo and how the Wexford members, I'm sure, are loving how that is turning out. How can people join Wexford without being property owners? Can they join from the outside? That's kind of something that's shifting a little bit here on the island at some courses. How is it at Wexford?
No, we're actually exclusively private to our homeowners only.
Okay.
So this is a great opportunity for players to come in the gates. We're opening the gates for spectators, and if you're not going to play in the event, for other spectators to come view the tournament.
Yeah, we've talked about spectating, but you can actually play in the celebrity golf tournament. That's the neat part, is you can actually play with the celebrities. It's almost like a pro-am.
It's almost like
every
Pebble
day.
Beach. You got the celebrities, you got the golf, you got beautiful vista views of the marina and the harbor and everything else. It's really an ideal situation.
I've always told folks this was the Pebble Beach of the East, and I think we're going to prove it
exactly.
coming up on Labor Day weekend. Casey, thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate your time. We're looking forward to watching you play in the Hilton Head Open, then watching you run the tournament and help run the tournament at the Celebrity Golf Classic coming up on Labor Day weekend. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thanks for having me.
All right, and we thank you for joining us this week on Golf Center. Until next time, hit 'em straight.